Thank you, everyone, for your patience. It is now my great pleasure to introduce my colleague, Dr. Ben Mendoza. He's the director of the TC2 Hub, which is the name we've given to this project as part of our Title V grant, and an associate professor in computer engineering technology here at City Tech. So this initiative, as you've been gathering, is focused on advancing student success through professional certifications and microcredentials. His work at the TC2 Hub centers on creating scalable, competency-based learning experiences that empower students to gain career-ready skills, validate learning, and access meaningful employment activities. In addition to his technical expertise in artificial intelligence, including machine learning, and multi-agent systems, swarm intelligence, and knowledge graphs, Dr. Mendoza is deeply committed to computer science and engineering education research. His current projects explore how AI can be used to support the teaching and learning of programming and problem solving, particularly through adaptive learning technologies and interactive learning environments. Through his leadership in the TC2 Hub and research, Dr. Mendoza advocates for the integration of technology in teaching, the promotion of equitable access and skill-building opportunities, and the use of microcredentials to support lifelong learning and student engagement. So thank you for all your work, Ben, and I'll give it.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Shelley. Thank you. Thank you. Having a good time? Yeah, right. We're learning a lot about microcredentials. Thank you to all the speakers. Did you know that City Tech has a microcredential program before that? Yeah, okay. Some of you know, right? So yes, this is, as Shelley mentioned, we've been working through the Title V grant, the City Tech STEM Success Collaborative. This goes back to several years ago. I've been advocating for professional certifications in my field, in computer engineering and IT. Before the pandemic, I worked with Pam in some grants where we were trying to help students to get those certifications through courses, right? And then when we have the opportunity to write this grant for the Department of Education, one small component was that, right? So one part of this was, let's try to help students to develop those skills, technical skills, and then we learn more about microcredentials, and then it became something bigger, and it's growing up more and more, you know? So this project, or this initiative that we call the TC2 Hub, is the City Tech's microcredential ecosystem. And the goal of this initiative is to empower students, right, to recognize professional, technical, and career readiness skills, and using digital badges, right? But also we want to create micro-credentials programs, right, like a path for them to develop the skills they are missing, the skills that our population needs to develop, right? As you saw in the variety of implementation of digital badges, every program kind of works based on what they have. What are the resources they have? What is the population they are addressing? And I think City Tech has the student population, for example, have special needs, and we are trying to address those needs for caring and make them ready to the workforce. So the vision of this program is, has 6 long-term goals, right? The first one is to create sustainable and scalable infrastructure, right, for microcredentials and digital badges, empower students with verifiable digital credentials, bridge the gap between education and employment gap, engage faculty and staff in the world of microcredentials, promote equity and inclusion. And this is more like recognize that there are different types of learners. The people have different types of needs, and we will try to cater those learning experiences so that the students can develop those skills. And also, we were trying to work in first-year students, right? Because we think that if we start early, then they have enough time to develop those skills. So in terms of the first goal, our idea was, okay, so digital badges. So how do we create this platform, right? So Usajim was asking me, can we develop our own platform? It seems like it's a lot of work to develop your own platform, right? So that's why there are vendors who systems that they provide this capability of creating the badges, sharing them, etc. But then we wanted that the City Tech community, right, all the departments, every faculty could develop their own microcredentials, right? As you saw in LaGuardia approach, how there are already some initiatives that can be converted into microcredentials on digital badges, right? And that's what we want. We want that you see the opportunity here to amplify the job you're doing for the students, the work that you are doing to help our students. And then we can help you to create these digital badges. We have the system, the platform to create these digital badges and be able to issue those badges, right? So, and in our view, the badges can be issued to students, to faculty, to staff, and also in the future, maybe external collaborations with local business, right? It's just the view that we have right now is this ecosystem is really, really small right now. It's like we have put some seeds, but I hope that with this initiative and with your help, the help of you, we can grow and make it strong and bigger, right? The idea behind this is like digital badges can help us also to improve some things like classroom improvements, right? Wider recognition. Also, we think that the data that we can collect for digital badges can be useful for accreditation or assessment. So there are several potential uses of the information that comes for digital badges. And that's our logo, right? The TC2 Hub. And we have two kind of slogans, right? For faculty, we said skill up, stand out, power your students, right? And later on, I'm going to show you what happens when for the students. So one of the first tasks was to figure out what platform we can use for doing our digital badges, right? So we explore several of them. You hear about some institutions using Credly and Credible. We also evaluate Brightspace because Brightspace has its own way to do digital badges, right? We found out that Open Badge Factory was the one who works with us, mostly because the business model of the other two, right, has changed. Like, for example, SUNY, LaGuardia, they have an old type of system where there is a flat rate, right? But now they share for every batch that we issue, right? So that's not scalable, right? So you start with 100 batches, it's not a problem. But if we think big, right, and you want to aiming to issue 30,000 batches, then that's a lot of money, right? So that's why one of the reasons, right? And then we found Open Badge Factory. We found that it provides all the capabilities that the others have, right? In a way that we can actually afford it. In working with the STEM Success Collaborative and ATOL, now Open Badge Factory has been vetted by CUNY and is going to be integrated within Brightspace, so we will be able to issue batches and do applications directly to Open Badge Factory from, for example, Brightspace. Now, I told you we are new in this, right? And we are trying to educate our community about digital badges. So we have created a badge, a participation badge for this forum, right? So please scan this code and get your badge, you know, for attending this micro-credential forum. And then you can see all the process behind, right? So you're going to get a form where you have to put your name and your email, and then you will get an email with the link where you can claim your badge, right? So that you at least you understand what is the process behind of getting this badge. And you can, of course, you can share it in LinkedIn, Facebook, X, the whole thing, you know. But you might be thinking, okay, this is a participation badge, right? So you noticed before during the presentations, badges are just a technology, right? It's a digital token, right? What does it mean? It depends on the institution behind who accredit those badges, right? So we think that we have learned from different models, right? Not all the badges are the same. And we want to identify the difference between the badges, right? So we recognize there are no formal badges and formal badges. No formal badges don't require any type of assessment. Just like, for example, today, you get this badge for free, more or less, right? But no, not for free, but attending and participating, right? That's one way to use badges. But the other type that we are also interested in is badges that have a certain formal assessment, right? And we learn from different institutions having a taxonomy that is clear for employers, right? That come and see, what does it mean, this batch, the red one, what does that mean, right? So, well, for us, we have 3 levels of batch, right? So that's our model, the current model. We have an introductory level, an intermediate level, and an advanced level, right? And then we also envision to have kind of a certificate, right? So if students complete a certain path of digital batches, they can get a certificate, right? All this is not for credit, right? So we are not yet at the level of thinking for credit, but a couple of weeks ago, there was a department, I'm going to talk later on, that they are interested in using digital credentials for their minor. So, and this process actually, we were inspired by Ann Reid's school. So we have an application form. So anybody in City Tech that wants to create a digital badge for any of the learning experience they have, they can submit an application. I'll show you later what it is. And then we envision to have a committee, just like the curriculum committee, right? But not a little bit informal, where the badge is, the application, is reviewed and approved, right? So we are going to check whether the assessment is right, what is the scope, what is the model for delivering, etc. We're going to try to curate these batches so that they mean what they are supposed to mean, right? So to bring value into those. Once the batch is approved, us, the TC2 Hub, create the batch, the actual icon, the actual image, and all the metadata that goes into the batch in the Open Batch platform. So the metadata is more or less like this, like what is the criteria, the description, what does it mean, the colors, who is the department or the program who is issuing the batch, what level the batch is, all that is part of the creation. And then when the batch is approved and created, we give to these applicants issued account, an Open Batch. So they can now issue the batches. They are going to be in charge to keep verifying that the students have submitted the right evidence for obtaining the batch, right? So it's in some way, each issuer is going to be accountable and responsible on issuing the batches, because we want to have flexibility for everybody to use this. And then these batches can be granted to students, faculty, and staff, as we mentioned, right? So the application form is actually modeled from a school. It looks like this. Anybody who wants to get a badge has to provide a couple of information, right? So that help us to check that it was well thought, that it's meaningful, right? And then at the end, it's going to be approved by the Provost. And then when this is approved, we actually give an issuer account, which they have to sign like an issuer agreement. So that's kind of an agreement that they are going to take care of the validation of the students' submissions, right? So that the batches that we issue through our program have value. Originally, we thought we have to start somewhere, right? And we thought about career readiness skills, which I think many of our students are struggling, right? We see in our programs that are students that are technically very good, right? They can solve any problem, but when they go to a job interview, they struggle to sell themselves. They cannot communicate, right? They cannot tell how the process of thinking, right? Even if they are good, they don't have those skills. So we thought maybe these skills are the ones that we start creating opportunities for the students to develop, right? From the very beginning. And we start with a course on professional skills and professionalism. We create this course with ATOL. We put it in Brightspace. And the idea of this course is to introduce to the students, say, what are professional skills? Why are they important? Why you should take care of learning these professional skills since you start college, right? You don't have to wait to create your resume or to do your elevator speech when you are going to be graduating, right? Because it's kind of late. So you start earlier developing these skills, the communication skills, then you will be better. And this is also an introduction to professionalism. So we want the students to learn what does it mean to be professional, right? So you start writing good emails to faculty, to have good rapport with the students, good rapport with classmates. And we run a pilot. We have a video more or less. I don't know if this is gonna sound. No, probably not. No, well, okay. So this is a little video that introduces the course so the students know why these skills are important. We run this program as a pilot last semester in the dental hygiene department with one course, and to learn if this is a good course, what was the response of the students. I'm going to show you later on the response. But on the same time, the provost was very interested on this, and she said, this aligns very well also with the general education committee, right? So we have a set of competencies that we have to assess, and it would be good if we can develop some programs for the students to develop these skills and give them recognition with digital badges, right? So this semester, we start working with the Gen committee and trying to create some digital badges for this. Johan Thiel is here. He's working right now on critical thinking. And we are trying to create some other kind of courses, learning experiences, right? As I mentioned, we are new, basically. We are starting. And we have good models right now. I'm looking into the projects that LaGuardia has done that match this part, so we have to keep talking, to learn more and team up. Maybe some of the things that we need to do, you already did them, we don't need to do them again, right? So our idea is to have these levels, right? The courses that are, or learning experiences, like, for example, module 1, level 1 is kind of introductory, right? So awareness. So why critical thinking is important for you? Why professionalism is important for you? How you can develop these skills in your classes, in your life as a college student, right? And then we envision other courses, level 2, which are more proficiency, where they are able to do more activities related to those skills, and we see this more applied to the different disciplines, right? Again, thinking about doing or using what other people are already doing at City Tech. This is a good model because, for example, for general education assessment, right? Every department, every semester, we do assessment, and we have to do some projects, some labs to report this data, right? So we envision that this general education assessment activities you are doing can be transformed into a level 2 model, and then link it to assessment and the activities you are already doing. And then we have something we call mastery, right? So these courses would be something where they show practice to time. Like, for example, they start with a resume, they go to an internship, and then when they come back, we have evaluation similar to what other programs are doing, that evaluate how they did in the company, have probably an evaluation from the supervisor, etc., and then probably we can do some kind of certification for that, right? So the idea is more or less this. So we have a critical thinking level course that can be used across all the disciplines because it's very short. That's something we learned on our pilot, right? Our students work, commute, and they have several credits. They don't have much time to do other activities, right? But if we provide micro-learning, small bites, small little bits, so that they can achieve them and have the reward and move forward, I think this is gonna be more suitable for our students. So we're thinking that this critical thinking course, for example, a level 1, can be used in any class by any student and learn about this. And then in your classes, your curriculum, you can create those activities that take you to the level 2, more specific. Like, for example, Johan does this in one math class, right? You can see the topic over here is, this is logic, right? And he's going to leverage on the level course 1, and then his assessment is going to be more specific for the math department, right? For that class that he's doing. So we are envisioning this role. The modules are related to these rubrics, the value rubrics that the college has been used in the Gen Ed committee for a long time. So that's one part. And of course, we want, this is new for many faculty and for the students. Students don't know what a digital badge is, a micro-credential badge is, right? So we are, our second phase is to start working on education, right? So for faculty, this is the first thing we do. This forum is one of them. We are trying to help you to be creative and use the services that we provide to leverage on micro-credentials and digital badges. And the students, we have to educate them to know the importance of developing extracurricular activities and show in LinkedIn and other platforms what skills they are developing besides their degree. We've been working with other groups like the Career Success Fellows. We did recently a job fair. To start promoting digital badges, we did a digital badge similar like today for attending the job fair. And recently, we started working with continuing education. Sean is over there. So they are basically our first clients that we are developing digital badges like formal digital badges, right? So we have 2 digital badges right now that they are going to be, actually the name of this one is Locksmithing Fundamentals. No, that was the original name, but we changed it later on. So, and we're working with other partners to leverage all that information. What we want is the TC2 Hub promote this, promote professional certifications, promote micro-credentials, promote jobs, internships, and training. All together links to digital badges. This is what we are doing today, engaging faculty, right? So I hope this helps you to, has been helpful for you to understand what digital badges are, what are the potential of these digital badges, and how maybe you can implement it on the projects that you already have. All the activities you are doing for your students, they are there. The other thing that we are trying to do is data nowadays is very important, right? So we are trying to leverage on the data that we have on Brightspace, using surveys, using the time that they are spending on the activities to learn if the material we are presenting is actually useful, right? So that's how we realized that in the pilot we did on the fall for the course of professionalism, it was too long. The students that were telling us, it was too long. I didn't realize it was going to take me too much time. And that's why we decided to split it in 2, right? So one that is very introductory, that they can get the idea of what professionalism and professional skills are. And then the level 2, where they actually have to create a set of goals, SMART goals, create a couple of questions to interview a faculty. And then the faculty has to provide feedback about the interview with the students so that they learn, they both know how professional skills are applied, right? Also, we're working with Open Lab. Open Lab is also a very important platform here at City Tech. So this is what we have done so far. We, LaGuardia has thousands, 30,000. We have only 158 batches because we are very, very new. But what I'm showing you here is that we already have the system, right? This is very new, but we already have it. So now is a matter of you start thinking how you can leverage on this. So for example, for the professionalism course, right? So this is kind of the statistics that you get for Open Batch platform. So we have submitted 25 batches, 19 have been accepted, and 11 have been shared on LinkedIn, right? It was a small course, a small pilot, but we see that this is working, right? So the next steps and opportunities, the reason I am speaking this forum that we organize is because I wanted to let you know that we have this opportunity here, where we have the system, and we want you to get involved and start using digital badges. We are planning to do digital badges for the Dean list. That's something we learned from Lichtman College. They do that. I mentioned that we are working with continuing education, and Sean is telling us that there are many other digital badges or certificates coming out from digital education. And the opportunity that I mentioned a few moments ago, the Department of Humanities is interested of using digital credentials for the world language curriculum. It's a minor, I think, right? So we are just start talking with them. And so we want you to get involved. One of the goals that we have is we want to create within the next semester or year a set of courses or learning experiences level 1, right? Very introductory, very simple, that the students have a good idea what these competencies are, right? Competencies in general education and career readiness. For that, we need your help, right? You are already involved in general education, you are interested in career readiness. Come to us, talk to us, we can help you to develop these learning experiences and actually create the batches so that the students can show the skills that they have developed. So we want you to get involved here at City Tech so that this program, this ecosystem actually becomes as big as the other ones that we have seen. This is the team that we have behind this program, right? Shelley is our leader from the STEM Success Collaborative Project. I've been leading this initiative, and thanks to Wellington and Kyle, where's Kyle? Over there, Wellington and Kyle. The ones that, before, when I started, it was a discussion between the committee, the STEM Success Collaborative, and Cyrus on the back, on the bottom. We were just dreaming and thinking to, what can we do? How this is going to happen, right? And then we joined forces with Jose and Daniel from A12, and we start dreaming and looking for possibilities. Jose started contacting people like Alexandra, Anne, and all these connections, and then we start learning more how we could implement. So you can see on the idea of our implementation, it has borrowed ideas from many campuses, right? From Rutgers, we like a lot the taxonomy for the colors. The badge means something, right? So so we learned that and we implemented more or less like that. And this is the extended team, right? So the PDC has been great working with us in professional skills and curriculum development for resume and elevator speech. Dora Ann also from Career Success Fellow and Dental Hygiene. Johan is working is the person that is working hardest in the Gen Ed committee to make this possible. And Ann Leonard, Rita Odin, or from the STEM Success Collaborative, every Monday we meet and we share ideas and give feedback to each other. And then the people from the CUNY 2X Prep, which is more oriented to computer systems, computer science, they've been working with us. And Ann Leonard, we started discussing, she left, she was there before. No, Leonard from the library, yeah. We have two, right? Leonhardt and Leonard. I think I didn't even know how to pronounce the difference, but both of them have been great with us, And obviously, sorry again? Yeah, right? And then, of course, things took strong force when the Provost came in and said, yeah, I think this is a good initiative. Let's apply to Gen Ed competences, and that's when we got growing up a lot, right? So, and probably there are more people. Ignacio right now over there, Ignacio and Evelyn helping us today with the technical part. So that's what it is, right? So the goal of this little talk for me was to tell the CTech community, we have this, right? So let's use it. Let's learn from the other institutions and make it strong. Thank you.
Do we have any questions for Ben? Question, all right. This is dangerous. You're supposed to know everything about this.
Well, I just wanted to see, Dr. Mendoza, could you explain how Open Badge Factory allows the difference with issuing a digital badge and a certificate, or both? Can you talk about that?
So one little feature that we like about Open Badge Factory is that it has both. It has a digital, you deliver a digital badge, but also you can deliver a digital certificate, right? So for example, for Sean, it was important to have a digital badge that the students can share on LinkedIn or all social media, but also he wants to have a certificate, looks like the traditional format, like the paper base, so that he, sometimes in ceremonies, he can print it. But also, the important thing is that this digital certificate, it's also, it has all the security and all the metadata that the digital badge has, all right? So it's a nice feature, right? So you are more inclined to have just batches is okay, but you want both or the other certificates, digital certificates, both of them work. So that's a nice feature. Thank you for asking that.
You mentioned that the badges are going to be either participation or there could be something where they actually had to go through a module and do multiple testing and have assessment associated with it. So how are you going to distinguish those badges by color? And I don't want to call it participation, but maybe it's better called life experiences or employment, career experiences rather than participation. Sounds like, you showed up, So at least if you put life experience, it may show a little bit more thought or a little bit more effort to be involved. So
yeah, that's a good question, right? So the meaning of the batches has to do in the way, the institution actually implement them, right? So we envision this. Where is it? Somewhere at the beginning, right? Ooh, way at the beginning. I should have stopped it and go back. There you go. So the shape, in this case, the shape and the colors mean something here for us, right? So I know the beginning is like a crazy. Why? Well, because there must be a way to distinguish it, right? So the circular badge is always a participation, like the one, right? So like the one today. And then the other one, this over here, this shape, is going to be introductory batch. This shape represents a second level. And this shape represents a third level. In the beginning, when we were trying to design this, we thought like having these little angles over here represent something. I know it's kind of silly or not visual, but we have to do something, right? So the meaning of the batches, the type of work to get those batches is represented by this taxonomy, right? So the shape has a meaning in this case. Yep, thank you. Yes, Michael. Somewhere? Okay.
Okay, first of all, comment then, it's getting more circular, so you're getting more advanced, and then it becomes participation.
Right?
As you're getting more, circular with the polygon, and then, you don't want to fall back.
I guess there is a way to see it that way.
So my takeaway, somewhat like from today's all the speakers, it looks like I like the word at the granular from SUNY, the Buffalo, right? So. I think the SUNY takes the granular like a core skill, and then maybe polishes it and presents that to the industry, saying that, hey, this person is skilled in that way. And I'm listening LaGuardia, and then they take the learning outcome, say that I want to have this kind of professionalism or skill, and then goes like, which department is going to give me that? And then goes back and then searches for the talent or the department that is going to provide that. So when in creation of a badge in City Tech, which avenue do you think that we are taking? Like, say, should we look at the learning outcomes and say that, okay, so I want to build a critical learning, right? So what gives that? Then math department, and then you go grab a class from math department, or maybe grab a writing, I don't know, right? Or you say that, all right, I want to polish this technical skill like a granular point within a course, and then you want to present that as a badge. So I don't know how you want to.
That's a great question.
How wants
right?
to go?
No, it's a great question. And to be honest, we have kept the model open enough to weigh either way, right? For example, in career readiness, right? So we already know that those are the skills that the students need to know. They are not really technical skills. They are people skills, right? They are life skills. And we know that the college is already doing some things related to general education, right? So we want to tap on that and create these batches with the activities that we already have identified that the students have to develop, right? But in the other side, you're right. How about technical skills, right? So how about in I don't know, computer science or your program, right? You have very specific skills that say, if my students end up with these skills, they are going to get good jobs. And I want to cater those skills. Can I create a digital badge that is more toward that? The answer is yes, right? The model we have is open enough to cater different initiatives, right? Where are we going to end? I don't know, right? So we are very, very early on what model is going to work better for us, right? Because as you can see, the models are different because it has to do with the needs of the school, the resources the school has, and we still are new in this, right? So we are open enough to explore both, and then maybe in the future we are clear. So we are going to go this way specifically, right? Yeah, thank you.
Okay, one more question.
One more
and then we have
question,
to
okay.
set up. Okay. 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 Okay, so we have a panel next. Okay, all right. Do we have a setup or
Can we start setting the panel, the tables, please? Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to take a little break before the panel, and then there'll be a short panel discussion.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you, everyone.